Hi, I'm Sae Gadre from IMB 4, graduating in March 2023. Before joining SDA Bocconi Asia Center for my International Master in Business, I did my Bachelor of Commerce from Mumbai University. So post that, I was working as in a risk advisory firm, essentially in different kinds of clients that cater to financial services in the BFSI space. So it was insurance, credit insurance, private debt funds, and that entire gamut. After that, I started realizing that in order to ascend to a managerial position, or in order to just get a more overall perspective, I needed an MBA in my life. And what SDA Bocconi Asia Center did, and the one thing which struck me was its internationality. So it's the entire perspective that it comes with, the kind of professors that visit us, the fact that we go to Milan, and the kind of people that we are interacting with. Everything, it just made a lot of sense, especially because right now I'm situated in India and I would like to continue here, but I would also like to know what is happening globally. And I was always interested in finance and consulting. So it is an international domain. It is always great to learn what the best in their business are doing all over the world. And SDA Bocconi gave us that. The different projects that we had, especially during the Milan semester, I took a subject of management consulting, which had very interesting. So one, it had a simulation where we were supposed to make a proposal for a client in a particular industry, where a brief was given to us, and we were supposed to work as a team. So a couple of things about that. One is the kind of group that you work with is international. We had Chinese students, Portuguese, Indian, or mix of all, and communicating within the group was a very interesting dynamic. Additionally, the simulation itself and the kind of visual graphics that people used, or the kind of like the entire world of consulting was open to us, and how it is operating today. The professor was a great guiding force for us. He would tell us exactly what we have done right or wrong. And there was also one where we were given a project, and we were given one topic. It was a one-liner topic, and we had to do as much research as we can and create a thesis out of it, which was going to be then looked into with great detail. And that was actually very interesting, because we were able to see how to use different databases. The fact that we have a lot of resources available in my library, or that we have Bloomberg terminal access in Milan, all of those things actually helped us use the information, process it, put it in a succinct way on a slide, which is information rich, but is also adding something that we bring to the table. So overall, that experience, which was just put together in 4 months, it was very enriching. One of the great things about the curriculum here is that Italian professors coming in. So culturally, the entire background changes. And then when what you're interacting on is purely intellectual, and you're also trying to understand the nuances there. So it helps you get out of the small cocoon that you're in, probably talking to the same kind of people. And it also helps you not to assume anything. So when you're interacting with a new person, or you're learning something new, you don't assume anything. You just want to understand where they're coming from. So those are different kind of skills, which generally helps gain a more international perspective. It also helps you perform better in interviews, where you are able to talk about something more than just what you know immediately. So currently I'm located in Mumbai, and I'm going to be joining as a management trainee at ICICI Bank. The internship experience was a complete mixture of whatever we have learned in classes, except that we could see it on ground, and it was exciting to note that it actually makes sense even in the real world. So things like being taught how to do market research, what are the benefits of qualitative or quantitative research. I used some of that in order to bring in and do actual research during my project, which was either competitive benchmarking or industry baselining. And all of those things gave us the opportunity to show the product, which the superiors were pretty happy with. And it was also the fact that we have various academic clubs which give us a lot of support. So learning different types of skills, be it data analytics or doing a KPMG certification for data analytics, all of that added up to actually helping process the different kinds of data that was given during the course of the internship. If you're really interested in converting your internship into a full-time role, I think one of the most important things is just sincerity and being diligent in your work. It is a matter of 2 months where you have to showcase your best. So what you do is basically get up every day and put in your best, and you make sure you keep taking continuous feedback from anyone who you're interacting with, so anyone you've networked with or your seniors, and ensure that you're on the right path, because I think mistakes are allowed, but what is really appreciated is the intent. So always have the intent. I think that helps. I'm also a recent graduate, so it's a little difficult for me to advise, but what I think a lot of colleges appreciate is a 360-degree wholesome kind of profile. So it is not just your academics, it's also whether you're able to talk about it, what work you've done, what is the takeaway that you are getting from each of these experiences. So if you're able to put that forward, and if you're able to give a more multi-dimensional personality, I think that is what companies these days look for. A well-rounded individual is what they want, and I think an MBA is a great way to get it, but you need to show potential as well. So yeah, if you're able to show potential, scope to growth, I think that's the way to go. Yeah, so one of the great things about the Milan semester is that we get to travel a lot and with friends. So that is something we really do look forward to. I think one extremely funny, interesting, a little bit traumatic experience was when we traveled to Paris and reached at like 1 a.m. and people from the airport just pushed us out and said, you go. And that is when we found out that our accommodation got cancelled, and the owner wasn't replying. So thankfully, we used a little bit of pestering with the customer care, and we were able to get like a better accommodation plus compensation from booking.com. So I think we found like we've been using all our negotiation skills in order to kind of get some benefit out of it. But obviously, like traveling in and reaching Paris at 1 a.m., it is a beautiful city, but it is a scary city at night, especially when the metro is howling and it's really cold. So definitely interesting. It shows it teaches you endurance for sure.